Where are all the masculine men? There are no masculine men. In today's society, men have become way too feminine. That's actually not true. And if you're a woman who thinks that way, you're probably sitting in your masculine energy. I know it's probably hard to hear, but hear me out, because I used to be you. And this message would have been a little bit hard to hear, but it was a message that I really needed. But I never came across a video like this. Your words are so powerful. So even when I say there are no masculine men, it makes me feel gross because I feel everything. I'm so in my body all the time, and I'm so present, and I'm so in my feminine energy that words really impact me. And just saying that was like, oh, it made my skin crawl. The same way that when someone says something really beautiful, it gives me goosebumps. And that's really what it feels like to be in your feminine energy. There's a little bit of a war on men with this toxic masculinity, but we need men to be masculine. And the only types of women who really have a problem with this are women who are sitting primarily in their masculine. And I want to tell you why you sitting in your masculine does not serve you. I know you want to be an independent boss babe, or you never want to rely on a man, or you can do everything a man can do. I get it. That's important to you. But being a woman is not a weakness. Being a woman and being in your feminine energy is very powerful. Empires have fallen because of women. Men are motivated every day to get up and work hard because of women. The feminine energy is so powerful in the way that we can use positive persuasion. Everything I just listed is so powerful if you choose to see it that way. And when you choose to see it that way, you'll live a much more calm, graceful, peaceful life. I was never a feminist, but I was definitely the woman who wanted to prove her value by showing what I brought to the table. And often that was in the form of accolades and career accomplishments. And guess what? Guys don't care about that. Playing the second role is a very powerful role. I saw a video on here where this lioness was fighting with the lion, and the lion had a visibly scared look on his face. And the comments were right. Everybody knows that the lioness really runs the kingdom. And when you find a man truly in his masculine, this masculine energy that you're bringing in, it will clash. It will repel each other. I don't give dating advice, but I would just say that my dating experience right now has really changed when I've allowed men and I've given them space to be in their masculine because I went into my feminine. If you're one of those women that are thinking, I need to find a man who can handle me because I'm a strong woman, you're looking at it backwards. The man doesn't want to have to handle you. And why do you want to approach the relationship in such an aggressive way? Assertiveness is good, but men aren't the enemy. Men actually just want to please us. And I know this because I'm in a couple of groups where it's all men. I don't know. I guess I'm nosy and maybe I'm a little curious. All they talk about is how they can make more money, how they can become better high value men, how they can communicate better in sales and with their partners, how they can please you, how they can please their woman, how they can practice and cultivate self-control. These men are out here trying to be better men for us women, and we make it really hard for them. And we don't need to do that. If they're not telling you, silently, this is what they're doing. And if you do come across some guy who clearly doesn't have goals, he's not the type of guy that you want. Just gently give him the space to show you that he can be a man without challenging him. And if you're fully in your feminine and he isn't stepping up and being the man that you need, there are plenty of masculine men and you can move on with grace. And there are ways to do that. But I would say majority of men, statistics show, sit primarily in their masculine. So if you're a masculine woman, you're not going to be able to even identify which of these guys are masculine because you're repelling them. And what you'll notice is when you do come across a man who isn't as masculine, you guys will be at odds with each other. I can't help but giggle sometimes because I know what it's like to be in this when you kind of pick fights with guys because you want them to show you how masculine they are. And it just, you don't have to be this way. And I speak from experience, so I'm not blaming you. But then I've also come out the other side, and I'm telling you, if you can sit in your feminine energy, your experience with what you pull towards you will be completely different. You'll be magnetic. So if you think that there's no masculine men in your life, instead of projecting the blame outward, consider what you can do to change so you can attract more masculine men, because they're everywhere. I know us women, we challenge our men all the time, and men can't actually expect that to change because our energy as women, we are all over the place. We're chaos. And that's why we can multitask better than men can. But with that chaotic energy comes a lot of men having to figure out what is on our mind constantly. Emotions fluctuate throughout the day, and men are pretty stable. Men are linear. They're focused. They're feeling how they're feeling. They'll tell you. Whereas women, we might not be quite as forthcoming with what we're feeling. It really depends on what kind of woman you are. Think of your masculine and feminine energy on a sliding scale. You might be more in your masculine, and so you are the type of woman who's quite assertive, and this is how I'm feeling. You're very direct, and you're just with it. I caution you from approaching men with that masculine energy. If you want a masculine man, the more feminine you are, the more of a masculine man you're going to attract. If you're in your masculine, you're going to attract a man in his feminine, because you'll want that polarity. That feminine man isn't going to challenge you, and the relationship will seem balanced, and it essentially is, but you will be walking all over him. You're both sitting in your wrong energy. You won't trust him to lead. You will begin to feel resentful. If you want to live that life, I'm not here to convince you to live a life that you don't want to live. But if you're open to living an easier life, a more comfortable life, a more natural life, you want to be in your feminine energy. I have a lot of videos on this, so I'll make sure I put that playlist here. And I also have my Reclaiming Femininity course. I'll put the link for that in my description. We go over history and how we ended up here and the modern day societal pressures that are pulling women out of their feminine energy. And then we go into all the different tips to embody your feminine energy, the way that you speak, in the way that you think, in the way that you get into your body. The link is in the description. It's a great course. I spent a lot of time on it, and you will learn a lot. You also have access to my community where you can talk to other ladies in there. Learn how to be in your feminine energy, because not only will your dating life improve, but also how you interact with other women, how you interact with people at work. You'll cultivate more patience with your children. Being in your feminine energy just feels much more natural, and it's something that you need to explore. If you've never thought about this before because you don't think it's important, or you think that it's like woo-woo, or that it doesn't apply, or it's irrelevant, you're probably the one who needs it the most, to be honest, because being aware of it allows you to make those changes. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And it's okay to go, hey, maybe I should look into this. All doesn't happen overnight. You've been this one way for many years, and now you have to unlearn and deprogram what you've been taught. So it just takes a little bit of time. But if you approach this world in your masculine energy, you're going to feel a lot of pushback. I know it doesn't feel good to you. You may think that this feels right because you've never felt something different, but I'm telling you, right, if you try this new feminine approach, you will see that it actually feels better. But you can't just go on one date, or you can't have one interaction and try to be softer and go, that didn't work, she's wrong. It actually takes time because you've been this one way for a long time. So now you need to deprogram what you've been taught and what you've been doing. And it's going to take a little bit of time, right? Nobody got skinny after eating one salad. No one gained weight after eating one burger. Because it takes time and practice. You don't become a feminine woman after one interaction. I know you're tired, and it's not just about your dating life. It's the way you're approaching your entire life, primarily in your masculine, and you're exhausted. I know you are. You are always on the go. You're always in your head. Some days your patience is very thin. You might even be feeling a little bit of resentment. You feel like you're always playing catch up. You're judgmental of your body. You don't have as high of a self-esteem as you could. Your confidence is lacking. You're not living a fully authentic life in every single interaction. You're feeling like something is missing. Maybe sometimes you feel like you're outside of your body and you're just going through the paces day by day. I know. This is what happens when you sit in your masculine energy. Comment if you can relate to any of this. Comment if you disagree. Let me know if you have any questions on how to be in your feminine energy. Leave it in the comments. I have a lot of tips on how to be in your feminine energy. I'll make sure that playlist is at the end of this video. Just know that if you can change how you approach your entire life by being in your feminine energy in every area of your life, it will naturally happen when you're with men. We don't have to make dating men the focus. The focus is to become a more feminine woman, and that will attract a more masculine man. It's the best way to approach it, is to look for a complete transformation, to become a more feminine woman, to be a softer woman in the way nature intended. Because I spend a lot of time with women. You can tell the women who are early in their journey of being in their feminine energy, and you can tell the women who have been doing this for a little bit longer. The women who are early in their feminine energy, you can feel it. And I don't blame them, because they're making the effort to change. They've acknowledged it. So I think it's great, but you can tell it's a total shift. So think about you're doing this for you because you want to improve in all areas of your life, and then watch it transform your dating life as well. And if you want quick daily tips on how to be in your feminine energy, my Instagram will be my bio. I'll put my whole femininity playlist at the end of this, and you can watch a ton of my videos on how to tap into your feminine energy. If you stayed to the end, make sure you like this video. Make sure you hit subscribe. It really helps me, helps this channel grow, and it helps this message get out to more people. And I'll see you in the next one.